My name is Mackenzie Koppler, and for my first concept, I am going to do the reading concept. And for my strategy, I'm a big fan of flashcards. So for each of mine, there's going to be different strategies that they use using flashcards. So I'm going to read Goodnight Moon for my reading concept. And in this, they are going to use these flashcards. And as I read it, the student, whenever they hear the animal, they will show me which animal that it is. In the great green room, there was a telephone and a red balloon and a picture of the cow jumping over the moon. There were three little bears sitting on a chair. And two little kittens and a pair of mittens, and a little toy house, and a little young mouse, and a comb and a brush, and a bowl full of mush, and a quiet old lady who was whispering, "Hush! Good night, room. Good night, moon. Good night, cow jumping over the moon. Good night, light and the red balloon. Good night, bears. Good night, chairs. Good night, kittens, and good night, mittens. Good night, clocks, and good night, socks. Good night, little house, and good night, mouse. Good night, comb, and good night, brush. Good night, nobody. Good night, mush. And good night to the old lady whispering, "Hush." Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night, noises everywhere. So that was a strategy that they can use by picking out the animals and keeping their focus on the story. So for my third concept, I chose colors because at this age it's really important, and that's something that they're going to be going over a lot. So I chose brown bear. Brown bear, do you see? And so when I'm reading the story, they are going to hold up the cutout of the colors that I say. So brown bear, what do you see? They will hold up brown. I see a red bird looking at me. Red bird, what do you see? I see a yellow duck looking at me. Yellow duck, what do you see? I see a blue horse looking at me. Blue horse, what do you see? I see a green frog looking at me. Green frog, what do you see? I see a purple cat looking at me. Purple cat, what do you see? I see a white dog looking at me. White dog, what do you see? I see a black sheep looking at me. Black sheep, what do you see? I see a goldfish looking at me. Goldfish, what do you see? I see a teacher looking at me. Teacher, what do you see? I see children looking at me. Children, what do you see? I see a brown bear, red bird, yellow duck, blue horse, green frog, purple cat, white dog, black sheep, and a goldfish, and a teacher looking at us. That is what we see. So for my third concept, it is the math concept, and I chose the Very Hungry Caterpillar. And throughout this book, when I read it, they're just going to simply have flashcards put out in front of them, and they, as I read it, they will, when they hear the number, they will just erase the flashcards. In the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. One Sunday, morning, the warm sun came up and pop! Out of the egg came a tiny, very hungry caterpillar. He started to look for some food. On Monday, he ate through one apple, but he was still very hungry. On Tuesday, he ate through two pears and he was still hungry. On Wednesday, he ate through three plums, but he was still very hungry. On Thursday, he ate through four strawberries, but he was still hungry. On Friday, he ate through five oranges and he was still hungry. On Saturday, he ate through one piece of chocolate cake, one ice cream cone, one pickle, one slice of Swiss cheese, one slice of salami, one lollipop, one piece of cherry pie, one sausage, one cupcake, and one slice of watermelon. And that night he had a stomach ache. The next day was Sunday again. The caterpillar ate through one nice green leaf, and after that he felt much better. Now he wasn't hungry anymore, and he wasn't a little caterpillar anymore. He was a big fat caterpillar. He built a small house called a cocoon around him. He stayed inside for more than 2 weeks. Then he nibbled a hole in the cocoon, pushed his way out, and he was a beautiful butterfly.